Okay, joining us now is Congressman Adam Smith from the great state of Washington. He's the ranking Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman, thank you for being with us. I want to start by complimenting your amazing bookcase. No, I want to start with your reaction.
Yes, thank you.
I want to start with you. I want to start with your reaction to something that the spokeswoman for Benjamin Netanyahu told us earlier, basically saying, yeah, there's conflict, there's friction between the United States and Israel right now, but we basically stand united, and Israel is just and right here. But that's probably not going to feed the bulldog with a lot of people in your party, right?
Well, I think there's people who are in different places, obviously, but fundamentally with President Biden, who's making the decisions right now, I think it's true. We are not abandoning Israel. We recognize the threats that Israel faces from Hezbollah, from Iran, also from Hamas. Hamas, who has by and large gotten a pass here in the last 3 or 4 months on the conflict. So we do recognize that. The pressure is on getting Israel to recognize the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, to recognize the fact that they could make that less bad. They could change their tactics while at the same time not abandoning the fight against Hamas. We're not asking them to walk away from trying to meet their security needs. We're saying that the way they're doing it isn't necessary because they could be doing more to allow humanitarian assistance in, and then once it's in, make sure it gets to who needs it. That's where the pressure is coming from right now.
Okay, so with the reports about Iran planning a retaliatory strike, what's the latest you can tell us right now about the threat to America, American interests?
Look, it's a very volatile situation, and it has been certainly since October 7th. But even before then, Iranian proxies were launching attacks periodically on U.S. troops, and Israel and Iran have been battling basically through Syria for a long time now. It's a very dangerous situation because you never know how it's going to escalate. But one big part of that, which brings us back to your first question on where the U.S. is at with Israel, Israel needs to have a reliable deterrent capability against Iran and Hezbollah. And if we cut them off, that gives Iran and Hezbollah the belief that maybe they could get away with further attacks. So, we are very focused on force protection with our troops that are in Iraq and Syria. I was there just about a month ago meeting with them. So, yeah, it's a dangerous situation. We want to make sure that we have an adequate deterrent to what Iran is trying to do.
Okay, 40 of your fellow House Democrats, including the former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, signed a letter calling for an end to offensive arms shipments to Israel. In their letter, they say, in light of the recent strike against aid workers and the ever-worsening humanitarian crisis, we believe it is unjustifiable to approve these weapons transfers. Now, you are the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I mean, first of all, there's not as clean a line between offensive and defensive weapons as some people might want to think. So it's hard to know exactly what that means. What weapon systems are we talking about? But look, Israel needs to improve the way they're fighting this war to better protect the civilian populations. Post October 7th, they have gone in very aggressively. They need to recalibrate that. The civilians in Gaza matter in this fight. Certainly they matter from a basic humanitarian standpoint, from a basic human rights standpoint, but they also matter in terms of Israel's long-term security. If they continue to create a situation where the Palestinian people have no future and no hope, Israel will never be secure. They need to change how they look at that.
Okay, House Speaker Mike Johnson has said that he's trying to get something to the floor on foreign aid, whether it's for Israel or Ukraine, Taiwan, other strategic priorities. You've said before that you might be willing to help rescue him if Republican rebels try to vacate the chair. Are you still willing to do that?
No, absolutely, yes. Look, turmoil within the House is not good for the country in a variety of different ways, and to vacate another speaker would be a major mistake. And also, let me say, I've worked with Speaker Johnson for a while. He was on the Armed Services Committee when I was the chair. He is a decent, intelligent person, and I have a good working relationship with him. What a lot of people miss is Kevin McCarthy was very difficult to work with. He didn't keep his word. He didn't work with us. So, it's about that as well. But look, I trust the speaker. He has said he will not abandon Ukraine, and I trust him to keep his word. And if he does, then I don't see any reason why Democrats would want to remove him as speaker.
Well, you just heard it here, America. A Democrat with something nice to say about a Republican in Congress. Holy crocono! If you were
issue, but
I know.
About being able to work with people, and I can work with them even while we disagree. And I think you have to have that approach.
All right. If you were from SeaTac, you'd know him already, but there he is, Congressman Adam Smith. Thank you.